Welcome, everyone, to my weekly Meltdowns coverage of Double Agents The Challenge, episode 15. Feels like 89. 15 weeks, people. And
I mean, even the players, like, after this, like, all the gold skulls are given out. They're like, all right, can we just, like, run this fucking final, please? Like, put us out of our misery.
I'm just still hung up on, did we really need to watch everyone running slowly to figure out the puzzle? Like, we know Big T is slow. We know Anissa is slow. Nani's not helping. But let's just spend 10 minutes watching how slow they are.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been better if it was like a slow montage with like da 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 ba 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 ba, just like runnings and yeah, exactly. When we had the two, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have so much to get into here for this like hour and a half strategy filled, really intense, dramatic, huge fights. Who are we kidding? Casey won the challenge.
I thought you were being serious.
No, Casey won the challenge, and she's like, "Let's go!" And I'm like, "Oh God, I'm having like flashbacks to like Big Brother 20."
It was more entertaining tonight than it's been in a while. Mm-hmm. I was on the edge of my couch going, "Is Big T gonna jump out of this plane?" Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of her. She did it. She won the elimination. She got out Anissa.
Yeah.
And she now has her gold skull. So everyone has a gold skull now. And I don't know what is going to happen from here. There normally will be some more competitions where TJ will pull out, okay, if you're last in this competition, you're out of here. You're not going to the final. That is what, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the card where he'll pull this card. I'm telling you. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat. My weekly meltdown, of course. Matt Henning, Sam Higdon, Matt, that's about JL, Caitlin Weaver, welcome. And of course, as always, Yawo Ataku. Probably Yawi Ataku. I'm an idiot. I can't pronounce anything. It's not me, it's the Valiant. And excuse me, did I just read in the chat somewhere that Sam Higdon is still in high school, about to graduate?
Oh, well, congratulations, Sam. Very exciting.
And John P. Music and Channel F. Channel F. Or Chanel. Chanel F. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not into it tonight. It's just not into it.
Okay, so let's break it down. This challenge I actually kind of enjoyed. I thought it was fun to like see everybody like jumping out of the skydiving, and I don't blame Big T at all for being this scared, because I have a fear of heights. That would 1000% be me in that situation.
Oh yes, I would do it, but I would be scared to death. But I'm the kind of person, I work myself up. But when I get there, I go numb and shut down, and I just do it. And Sam Higdon graduates next year in 22. What the hell? You're like a baby. 2022.
Listen, my weekly meltdown brings audiences of all ages and backgrounds, okay?
You're so mature with your commenting.
He is. That is true. But no, I enjoyed the skydiving. I thought the camera work, me as a nerdy photographer, like the camera work was really, really cool of them like jumping out and like spinning all around them and stuff like that. Very impressive. And of course, how can you go wrong with playing Danger Zone? One of my favorite songs.
Let me tell you something. What movie is that from?
Top Gun?
Top Gun, 1986. That is one of the greatest, cheesiest soundtracks. You have not lived until you have heard Kenny Loggins singing Playing with the Boys. Okay, that is an epic song. Download it right now.
No,
okay.
I don't know that song. But No, I thought it was a good challenge. And I did like how, Corey was like running with Cam. I actually think that Corey and Cam are a really good duo here.
Yes.
And Corey is just I don't know, like you have a little more background with his history on the challenge, but he just seems like a really straight up, just like good, decent guy. I don't know what his history is like on the challenge, but isn't he a father?
Father's got 2 kids now. He's come a long way. He's not flirting with the girls and getting laid in the background. His head is completely in the game.
Yeah.
It's amazing how some of these older players like CT, who never really chase tail or anything, but really get into the game when they're not distracted.
Yeah.
And I really thought it was funny during the Snow Globe Dome party that Fessy was trying to explain to CT, oh, well, this is a different game now. It's not like when you played before. You weren't playing for $1 million. Bro, really?
I mean, like, so, like, Fessy has a point in terms of, like, how tough these challenges are. Because I just watched the Inferno 2 on on Netflix, and they were literally riding, like, a tricycle across, like, a little
plane. Oh, yeah. Look, there's no bullshit. But it's just funny that it's coming from Fessy and leg warmers in a tutu who looks more like a drunken knight in the early 90s.
Right.
At the club than anything that has to do with the 80s.
Exactly. I just like I loved how CT is just like, how can you fight with me when you're in a fucking tutu? But no, I just like
no. If you're gonna quote it, Tyler, you have to quote CT. Shit gets real when anyone takes a wig off. Male, female, I don't care who you. He rips his wig off, his shirt. He's got this t-shirt, jeans on, and he throws down the inflatable boom box. He's like, come on, if you want to come over here and this conversation, you want to stay hide behind the women in your leg warmers and your tutu. I was on the floor. That was the funniest thing. Because he's like, you're going to come at me really in a tutu?
Yeah. And this is kind of like the theme of like we had heard from like pretty much everybody. Like they're all kind of over Fessy's attitude.
This is legit. And it's one thing to punch. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, that is true. But Yowie, damn it, y'all are commenting too fast. Old school CT would have said that hospital.
That's true. Ask Adam about that.
Yeah, Adam knows.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, I feel like Fessy like really thinks he's like the new face of the challenge, which is like just ridiculous in my opinion.
Sourpuss.
He is, yeah.
Did you see the note that he wrote Gabby? That's like all over Twitter and stuff.
No, but I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't read it. So what did it say?
Well, I don't know what it looked like. A second grader, first of all, wrote it. The worst penmanship I've ever seen. And I mean, I translate quotes for grown ass men who install gutters. Okay. And that's pretty hard sometimes. This was bad. Yeah. It said, it's something along the lines, I can't wait. No, I can't. I'll see you after the show. Nothing romantic, nothing that would make me want to drop my panties. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't a panty dropping letter. It was It was pretty just juvenile and silly. But he's the real deal. Wink, wink. He's going after Tori.
Right. Deal. And this is like, I totally agree with Henning. He says Fessy's literally only done 2 seasons. Like, you just need to sit the F down. And that's like the point I'm making is like, yeah, Fessy, he has a point about like the challenge is different than when CT used to do like the Inferno 2 and shit. But like, have some respect for the people that have been there for like years and are like one of the faces of the challenge. It's just very like, I don't know, cocky and like mansplaining. It just reeks of like an immature guy who like thinks he's like hot shit, and it's weird to see that from like somebody like Fessy. Like I would expect that from like a Polly, but I feel like because so many women have picked Fessy as a partner after they win an elimination, I feel like it's really gotten to his head.
Polly would have gotten on goal to get in CT's face.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what would have happened. Even Polly wouldn't have hidden behind a bunch of girls.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hide behind a bunch of girls. I'd be climbing up somebody's back like a spider monkey trying to get at him.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Apparently, Gabby ghosted Fessy after filming.
Good, because if the guy can't write where you can read it, anyway, I can't. Yeah. What? Chris Evans. That's my panty dropper. That's my hall pass. Captain America is my hall pass. Either him or the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. It's just
who's your challenge hall pass?
Who's my challenge hall pass?
Yeah.
CT.
CT.
I love CT. I just have loved him from the beginning. I think he and I would be a good match. It would be fun. It would be a lot of fun.
So how did you feel about CT this week? Because like we gave him a lot of shit for like coming down pretty hard on Big T, and we saw him again yelling at her in the challenge.
I was not impressed with, look, the young lady dropped her ass out of a plane and didn't bitch. Kyle was more of a bitch coming out of the plane than she was. And she got in and she's running as fast as she can. She's doing the best that she can. And for him to go up and finish the puzzle, and even TJ was like, dude, it's over with. Just stop. And he was like, no, I'm making a point here. And he does the puzzle. I mean,
that's old school mentality.
I would have walked away and been like, dude, I did the best I could. I've never jumped out of a plane. If you don't like it, then get another partner, because we all know you'll do it anyway.
Right, exactly. And also good for her for like not letting him take that like personal victory away from her. Like if I were to do something like that, I wouldn't give a shit if I won or if I was the last person to complete that challenge. Like the fact that she like conquered her fear when she was the one in front seeing it like the open door the whole time, right? Like we got that close up of her face and she's like, which like that would literally be me. Yeah. And she still did it.
And it's like, that was something I would expect more out of Fessy or somebody else. But I did like the comparison tonight. And I can't remember if it was Anissa that said, Fessy's the kind of guy that will hire a hitman to take care of you. CT is the hitman. He doesn't need a hitman. He's going to take care of you himself.
Right.
Because look, you're standing behind a bunch of chicks. Okay, not to be sexually, politically incorrect. Females, sorry. You know what I'm saying?
I love that people in the chat are talking about their challenge hall passes now. Like Sam says,
Laurel. We got Laurel.
CT shirtless in the episode with a bunch of hearts. But Matt Henning, he's not saying who his challenge hall pass is. Matt, you have to tell us.
You have to tell. And Caitlin, what is this? Way off topic, but I hear Paulie is now an Olympic bobsledder. He's coming for Lolo's neck, I see. Is that true? Please tell me that's true, because that would make my day.
Kaylin also says CT the Hitman is way better than the Big Brother Hitman. That is so true.
He is all of the Hitmen in one. CT needs to play Big Brother. He's too good for Big Brother, but I think he should play. I want freaking Paramount CBS Plus to take all of these people like they're doing now with the challenge and the Big Brother and all that, and put them in the Big Brother house. I want to see some challenge people get put in the Big Brother house, like Devin. I live for it. I mean,
I mean, that sounds like a future brand deal that we could do.
We could do that, because I'm telling you right now, God knows they make enough money, because Allison's still watching 80-second commercials.
Yeah.
On Paramount Plus when I signed up for commercial free. And I'm done.
Right.
Okay.
I'm looking up that TMZ article. Let's see. So what else is going on else?
Devin, if I couldn't have CT, I would take Devin. Devin would be a good one.
Okay,
why not both? Why can't I have both? There's nothing wrong with that. If men can have all that. Polly Califiore from Big Brother to bobsled track gunning for Olympics. What is the date on this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
His good friend Lolo Jones are Polly and Lolo good friends?
don't know. I don't follow him. Oh my God. Just, ugh.
Would he be the first Olympian to also have an OnlyFans?
Have a what?
Do you know what an OnlyFans is?
I don't know what an OnlyFans is. What is that?
Take a guess at what OnlyFans is.
I didn't even know what Discord was earlier. OnlyFans is, I guess, it's only for fans, and you pay a monthly subscription, and you get to see only stuff for the fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Polly's been posting like nudes on his OnlyFans and stuff like that. So,
well, if I had an OnlyFans, what would you guys want to see on my OnlyFans?
I would like to see like diary entries by Finley, like his like thought process throughout the day.
Like we could see my morning routine with Finley. And how I'm bum rushed and almost murdered every morning on my way to the kitchen to feed them because they act like they've been starving all night. They all think we're gonna die. Oh my
sorry,
God! I was looking at. Oh God, we're teaching Allison about OnlyFans. This reminds me of when she learned about peeing. I didn't know. Listen, I just want to say, like, I'm rewatching the original Real World from '92 right now, and I think in episode 2 or 3, Julie from Alabama didn't know a lot of slang, so she didn't understand a lot of what Heather B was saying. So Heather B made something called Julie's Dictionary, slang dictionary, and I really feel like Tyler and Beth need to make Allison's just a dictionary, just a Allison's Nana dictionary, because I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I don't even know.
Even more fun is like if we like tell you on air like what the term is. Like just the actual term, and you have to guess like what it means.
There's no telling.
Chanel wants to know: are Cara and Polly still together? I don't think so.
I thought they were.
I don't know. I really truly have no
idea. Somebody look that up, because I don't want that in my Google history. Okay.
Bill's like, I'm sold. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill. How are you doing, Bill?
Bill is such he's like the definition of like a lurker here. Like we never know when he's like gonna pop up. We're always happy to see him in the chat.
He makes one comment and disappears like he's like a ninja. Yeah. You need to come on the show.
Adrian Celeste is also here. So Adrian tweeted at me a little bit ago, mentioning how Anissa says like she's very impressed that all women of color are in the finale. I just thought that was a really cool stat. And I was trying to think of like what previous women of color have won the challenge, and it's really not that many. Like I think probably the last one might be Camilla.
Yeah, right? But we're not. When you say woman of color, we're not talking about spray tans, Tyler. Okay.
Well, isn't she? I don't know. I know that she's not white though. Question mark.
I'm not sure.
I don't want to put my foot in my mouth.
I do it all
I don't.
D?
That's what
Did D won? She's Brazilian. That's right. Camilla's Brazilian.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
D won the London versus
the War of the Worlds.
United States.
It's that Valium.
That was and in that season, he's so sketchy. CT even switched teams then and went to play with the UK. I mean, are we surprised at all?
Chanel says Cara's hair is colored. There you go.
Listen, Chanel, if you say that counts, I will go with that. But personally, I think we need to. Personally, I think every white woman on the planet needs to knock it off with the magenta hair.
Yeah.
Okay, it's over. It's done. It's crazy. It fades really wrong, and I'm tired of it. Okay.
Chanel, we need to have you guest on our show soon. So reach out to us on Twitter or wherever. We would love to have you on at some point. But let's see what else. How did you feel about the 80s outfits? I loved how Big T went as Madonna, and we got a very rare appearance tonight of Casey with her hair down.
Yeah, she swung the ponytail around, and then
I always forget like how beautiful her hair looks.
Remember when they straightened it?
Yeah,
on
and
Big
it looked so good.
He did. There was this thing going around, and I don't know, it was on TikTok, and it ended up on Instagram, where people were doing this thing where you started out looking frumpy, and then you flung your hair around, and you did something, and you were all dressed up.
Uh-huh.
Well, she did one of those, and her hair was up, and she was in her regular clothes, and then she turns around, and her hair's down, and she's in a mini black dress, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, she's beautiful anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, and Adrian's like, Fessie's looked so cheap. Yep.
Fessy is just, okay, I can't. Like, he's just getting on my nerves. He's so full of himself. Like, why would you, how did you feel about Kyle trying to train Big T?
I mean, like, I feel like Kyle's days are numbered as well. I don't know, like, I really don't understand like why they're actually I do understand why they're dragging this shit out, because the challenge is literally the only show on MTV's network except for like Floribama Shore and Ridiculousness 24/7. So they stretch this shit out for like 6 months for a season, an hour and a half to get just like all of this like commercial revenue coming into MTV. Like that's really what it is. It's just a giant commercial.
Yeah. Floribama Shore is going to be lit tomorrow night. We got 2 back-to-back new episodes.
Do you watch Floribama Shore?
Oh, yeah, I do. Gus has done lost his shit. He showed up this season with a new scar on his face. I want to know where that came from. And he done ran away at the end of last week's episode. Bitch took off, ran out of the house, down the street, and nobody can find him. He didn't take his phone, nothing. I cannot wait. Because Candace on that show is from Memphis.
I see.
So anyway.
Let's see. So during the deliberation, I liked the very mature conversation between Nani and Anissa about, it's one of our times to go in. Like, we understand that like both of us have been doing this shit like forever. I just liked like I don't know, we're like reaching like a certain like maturity point cap with these people. And I don't know, like Nani's like, listen, Leroy's in power.
Yes. Anyway, sorry.
Leroy's in power, and like I was surprised that Nani didn't mention like they go back to their original Real World season together. So like as much as like the situation sucks for Anissa, like I understand why she ended up being picked to go in over Nani. You can't ask that.
I also like how freaking Anissa just told it like it is. Nani and I paved the way for you bitches.
That is so true.
And it really got me. I was like, man, that is not a lie.
Yeah. And I feel like Anissa's like her narrative on every season of the challenge is getting up until like the very end, and then like she's like the easy one to like just like throw in and like not care. And she was like, did these people like not expect me to have feelings? And I'm like, God, that is probably so true for Anissa in her journey on the challenge.
It's like, do I want to do this again? Yes, you're going to be an All-Stars.
Yeah.
So, or OGs or whatever they're called.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
you might actually beat someone in that. Yeah, no pun intended. I'm just saying.
But I also wrote down that Leroy said Anissa's coming to the tail end of her challenge career. And I'm wondering, like, has she herself said that like she's going to be done pretty soon with the challenge? Like, what do you think?
No, we're never really done. I don't think she's ever. Listen, no. I just think you take time off and you go do the old people version of the show, which is the show I would end up on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of shuffleboard is the challenge.
Yeah.
But hey, at
bingo.
Least, bingo. And listen, what's his name? Leroy said this is his last show.
I believe it more with Anissa than I do Leroy.
Yeah. I don't know. I love Leroy and Cam together. I want them to get married and have children.
I
just
think so
see
too,
how
and I
that
think
is.
that Cam has like really brought out. I think that Leroy has played this season very, very well,
Yeah.
and I think that Cam has really instilled like a more confident Leroy, like a more assertive Leroy. Like usually in these challenges, he's usually like very quiet, laid back, just like a loyal soldier for somebody else. But this year he's been like really out in front, winning all the challenges, and you know, it's, I feel like you have like twice the amount of target when you come in with somebody that you're dating or living with, whatever, with Cam, and both of them are still here. It's very impressive.
Yeah. Oh, listen, Yowie, she will be in a damn walker, wheelchair. They'll be changing her damn diapers. It ain't gonna happen, but I love your commitment. I
Yeah,
love it. Let's see, what did she say? Bananas not being on this season was the best thing for, yes. You know, I don't miss Bananas that much, but also I'm kind of surprised he's not on the All Stars that's coming up next week.
I am
That's starting
too.
on Paramount Plus. But then again, that's probably too prideful for him. He's probably like, I'm not, I'm not old enough for that.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah, you are.
Actually, so it's funny that you bring that up, Allison, because I was on the subreddit for MTV's The Challenge, because there was an article posted by like people or something, and it said, "Does the challenge have an aging problem?" And you know, it talked about how like Bananas, like CT, like they're getting a little too old for the challenge, and like what's like the next step for the franchise of the show. And I really loved this comment, and I wanted to read it to you because
Yes.
I feel like you're gonna, and I feel like this is gonna tie into us on Friday talking about the Real World Homecoming.
Is this because I'm old?
No, because like we have seen this like from day one. And it's I don't know, it's we're just in a weird like transitional place for these people and these shows right now, I think. So this person says, it's just like WWE. It's not an age problem, it's a star problem. People like Mark Long, The Miz, Veronica were no longer necessary when CT, Bananas, Paula, and Cara showed up. There hasn't been anyone to replace the group from 03 to 2010. When production tries to get behind new faces like Zach, Jordan, Polly, Bear, it doesn't work. Too problematic. Reality TV had a lawless feeling in 2004 where these assholes could operate, but society is beyond that now. The only two regular stars they made in 2010s were Corey and Ashley. Big problem. It's almost too difficult. Gotta be in shape, charismatic, smart, bring drama, hook up, while bringing zero baggage. From a bunch of kids that grew up on social media. That's what we're asking for, and it's practically impossible. What do you think about that?
I mean, I see it. I agree. I mean, it's just, you age out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just is. And I know there are some people like Mark Long is close to 50 and is in much better shape than Anissa. Okay. Yeah. And so you really can't compare it to age, but you do age out. It is time to tap out at a certain point. And there are people that Veronica tried to come back and it didn't work. So you kind of fade out. And a lot of people aren't watching the show like me, who's been watching it since the beginning, where I know who these people are and I recognize them. It's just the younger people are recognizing them from Are You the One and all of this stuff. You know, even Gus from Florida Bama Shore played one season.
Yeah.
One season.
Yeah.
But he couldn't handle it because he's Gus. And I want to know where that scar came from. So if anyone in the chat could tell me where that
I think like, you know, some people argue that like that's progress for like not casting problematic people, but I feel like it regresses like the quality of the show. Now I feel like nowadays we're like avoiding controversy in casting, which is like good when we're talking about like people being racist, like just like straight up bad. But like we're in the result, we're getting people like Fessy, we're getting like Casey. Those people have done like multiple seasons of the challenge now. So like production obviously like wants them to keep coming back, but like why when they are so boring?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Look at this question here. I think Anissa will have an advantage into the All-Stars. This junior in high school, Sam, listen, that's a good question. I mean, I know, Matt, you said no, I doubt it, but you know what? I kind of disagree. I'm going to disagree, Matthew. I'm going to disagree. I think that when you put people in a certain group that they're maybe closer in age and all that, I feel like she will have a better chance. I really do, because it's not the younger people going, we'll just throw the older ones in because I can beat them anyway. I think it's more of an even playing ground.
That, and I
And
feel like there's going to be a lot more respect amongst all of the
oh,
players.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like all of these people going into this OG season, they're really just like celebrating the franchise and how long that it's been around. And I feel like it's just going to all be in like good camaraderie. Like, yes, are we going to see drama? Absolutely, because like
oh,
while we're
yeah,
watching like Casey and Fessy on the challenge now, we're gonna be seeing like Katie Doyle and Trishelle. You know what I mean? Like those are like
trash show.
great casting. But see how like you just got a reaction out of like me just mentioning Trishelle. Like we don't have Abby or Amber M. You know what I mean? Like I'm realize that like we're good. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. So that's what I'm excited for. Just unproblematic, like good drama.
And it's not going to be on for 30 weeks. Like, how many more weeks? I cannot wrap my mind around this show is going to be gone on until the end of April. There is no way. How?
What show do they have?
What?
What show do they have?
This is episode 15. What are you saying?
I'm saying like what show do they have?
No,
for this season. I mean, like what's the show? All 10 of the people left. Like when TJ said nope, it's not the final yet. Like they all like collectively just like viewers have. I
mean, I'm so like, listen, don't get me wrong. I love it's a great show, but it's just kind of you're right now. Not all 10 of these people are going to make it to the finals. I'm going to tell you two things are going to, because they come in last.
Yeah.
I really think they're going to bust up the teams because, I mean, or we're going to have another situation where
that would be entertaining. Matt brings this. Somebody is very
Facebook.
This makes me think it should be like you, me, and Beth are on different tribes representing like. Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that. But let's see. Adrian says, I really hope we get more Survivor representation on future seasons of the challenge and less Big Brother. I heard Jay is trying to get Michelle, Sydney, Michaela, and Cole on. I would love for Michaela to be on the challenge. That sounds like a really good choice. What do you think?
Why not? Yeah. I mean, there's so many options now that Paramount is in charge.
Yeah.
That they buy. There's just so many. And if they just keep Cara Maria, and Paulie off of the show, I will be totally fine with whatever they bring. That's it. Yeah, but I do want to see more Survivor people. Yeah. Michaela, Cole. I want to see, who would I want to see? I want to see Tony. I want to see Tony.
Tony would never do that.
He's too old. He's not too old.
No, Tony 1000% thinks he's way too good to do the challenge.
He built a spy shack.
I could see Michelle Fitzgerald. I could see her going on the challenge. Yeah. That would be good.
I love. Let's just start.
Kelly Wentworth.
Mix it up. Why does everybody have to be the same damn age? Just throw them all in there. Show them how it's done. Why do we have to split it up? I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean that's all I've got too. So Allison, let's advertise for our 2 shows coming up.
Okay, so
guess I'm very
tomorrow is the Big Brother Canada episode 3.
Week 4.
Week 4. I can't keep up. Week recap tomorrow, and it's usually 8ish. 9ish.
Oh,
8ish.
Actually, speaking of that, they have push it back an hour starting tomorrow. So I think we have to change the time for when our show starts.
So it'll be 7 Central?
No, so it'll be 9 to 10. So 9 p.m. your time. 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Okay. And then Friday, We are going to, Tyler and I are going to deep dive into the Real World Homecoming on Paramount Plus, revisiting the original pioneers of reality television, the original 7 from Real World New York from 1992 that started it all for me. And I'm
For
actually,
everybody.
for everybody really, and I'm actually going back and rewatching season 1 of the Real World. There's only 13 episodes and they're 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
They're literally 30 minutes long for me because of commercials.
What's really cool is that and we'll talk about this on Friday, but I love like watching them, like the outside shots of the loft, because when I moved to New York City, I worked at the Apple store that's like literally on that block. So like I have walked by that apartment like a million times. I know exactly where it's at.
I watched the first 4 original episodes today, and all I got to say is seeing the Twin Towers. I mean, in the background. I mean, it was like, wow. It's a time capsule. But yeah, we're doing that on Friday at, I think we agreed 7, 6 Central. We're going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm free at any time, but
so
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm just like, I really want to hype up this show because I am so excited. I feel like you, Allison, are like the perfect person to gush over like just the importance of that season with like reality TV in general, and how special of an opportunity it is that we got all 7 of them back together.
I highly recommend.
So good.
Highly recommend I think it's on E. Look it up. Andy Cohen has a new show where he dives into the history of reality television, and the first episode was about the Real World, New York, season 1. Look it up. I think you can look on video on demand right now, but I love Andy Cohen. He got emotional and started crying.
Yeah.
And he's the same age as me, maybe a year or 2 older. And I'm like, dude, same. But we're really going to deep dive into this because it's the same. It's
more the same conversations.
Same shit, different year, different decade. And I really encourage everyone to tune in for that show. I'm really excited about it. And, it's been
cool
very
how we have like some people that have like grown as people since then. And some people who have like regressed, and like the concept and how like different lifestyles have like led to those results, and the consequences for being stuck in that frame of mind. I don't want to get into specifics until Friday's show, but like
and there's a lot of things like that, and some has it's really bad.
But I swear, if the Real World Homecoming doesn't win like an Emmy for like reality TV for this year, and it goes to The Masked Singer, like something like that, they have done such an amazing job like splicing together like the clips of them 30 years ago to polished and like so good.
The first, because I think the 4th episode of comes on tomorrow. 4 episodes of that, and kind of gloss over the original. Talking to you, go on. It's 30. You could knock it out in a Saturday afternoon or afternoon. You're not watching this. You're not doing anything.
But also, like, you don't necessarily need that context. Like, of course, it makes it like 1,000 times richer. But for me, somebody who hasn't doing a good enough job, like bouncing, then like the mind-numbing stuff.
The All Stars is OG. It's a thing. I love it.
So Beth is not joining us tonight because she is recapping. So Rob Has a Podcast is doing like a 40 seasons, like got to like submit their rankings, whatever. And so Beth is like, she loves that season. So Big Brother Canada, Kiefer, wait to get into all of it. And we'll be, unless you have anything else to say,
I think that's it.
Yep.
We'll see. If there's any patrons out there or any big fans, jump on with us for the challenge. Put it on for 30 something.
This is their first experience of the challenge.